it was never a completely thought out plan. I lived in the neighborhood, I worked in the neighborhood, I was familiar with the neighborhood, and I saw an opportunity and I took it. It's funny when you get different DJs in here and they listen to stuff. There's all types of head nodding that goes on. I opened a record store about 1.5 years ago, just because I saw what was happening in the neighborhood, and I saw that you know, it was a good opportunity for me to do what I love, just listen to music, and you know, through the vinyl format, I guess. Really, it's just, you know, I'm a small business and small business owner, and what I do is I just spend my time in the shop cleaning records, listening to stuff, pricing stuff out. You know, there's a lot of just busy work. There's always another record you don't know. You know, I've got probably 15, 20,000 records in here, and I guarantee I can walk down the street and find some record that I've never seen before. You know, either if it's somebody's house or a store or something, you know. So it's the constant hunt for, you know, what you don't know. And that's what's got me hooked on it for this long. Is tangibility a word? The tangible aspect of it, to hold the record, the size, the artwork, the overall sound. I like the records can get abused and used and still sound good, even with a couple pops and clicks in them. You know, I got a lot of guys come by and be like, oh, I got that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a great album. And he's like, yeah, on CD. You know, I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. It's still, as long as the music's getting out there, that's what it's about. It wasn't like I was actively searching out different locations around the city to open a shop in. I'm kind of the type of person who, once I get an idea in my head, I try to do everything I can to make it happen, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but this one just worked. You know, really the first thing that made it seem like a reality to me was that, you know, here I was in Brewerytown, I was opening a record shop filled with, you know, records, and I'm into hip-hop and funk music, and I was like, Beats, you know, Brewerytown Beats, that's a perfect name. I've kind of watched this neighborhood slowly change towards, you know, more populous, more culturally mixed population. It's not easy, you know, it's really not easy to run a store in a neighborhood that's changing. The only advantage that I have is that I can take what's on, you know, in the store and put it online and try to sell it worldwide. You know, I think a lot of coffee shops and pastry shops and all stuff, they can't do that. So that's the only way that I've been able to generate some business. There's little stores that pop up here and there, and then they've gone. You know, I've seen 2 or 3 stores open and close within a year or two. The flip side of that, the positive side for my business, is that in the neighborhood, not only is this a musically rich and musically deep neighborhood of Philadelphia, you know, everybody in this neighborhood had records at one point. It has been an older neighborhood. You know, now younger people are moving back in, but you know, typically it's 40, 50, 60-year-old people in the neighborhood, and they all had records growing up. I'm the type of person, every neighborhood that I've ever lived in, I kind of like immerse myself in the neighborhood. I like to live there, work there, know everybody around, you know, and if it's going great after 10 years, yeah, maybe look for another spot and kind of expand that way, you know. But for now, it's, you know, I appreciate what the neighborhood has to offer.